continua. Contra o quê?
Against what? Against what must the struggle continue?
Contra o tribalismo.
Against tribalism.
A luta continua.
And what else must we struggle against?
Contra a ignorância.
Against ignorance.
Contra o analfabetismo.
Against illiteracy.
Contra a exploração do homem pelo homem.
Against exploitation.
Contra a superstição.
Against superstition.
Contra a miséria.
Against misery.
Contra a fome.
Against
Contra o
hunger.
pé descalço.
Against lack of clothing.
A luta continua
The struggle continues
para que sejamos todos homens iguais.
so that someday we will all be equal.
He had some sort of prophetic sort of passion for me, because he was like, the struggle continues. He didn't say until when it's going to continue. He was speaking, saying, because we have gained our independence, everybody else who hasn't, their struggle is our struggle. There's a part where he says, the struggle against tribalism, the struggle against lack of education, against gender. For me, it was deep because it's like he was speaking into the future. So this is stuff that hadn't actually, like, in a big way happened, but it's happening now.
Viva! Viva the spirit of Oliver Tambo! Viva!
You know, if you are being attacked, if you are being beaten up every day, if you are being shot at, if you are being insulted and subjected to inhumanities and indignities, and you're a man, you're a human being, and this is being done to you by another human being, you can put up with this for some time, but you do reach a point where you feel you must resist and you must fight back.
When I saw my children mowed down in Soweto in 1976, then I realized that in order to defend that, I would do exactly the same.
We have always lived the ANC in our camps. We have dreamt about the ANC. There was no other life for us except the African National Congress. Let us make it a strong organization. Let us build our party, because it is the alliance of the ANC and the party which made this army into what it is.
The Africans want the franchise on the basis of one man, one vote. They want political independence.
This is the voice of Zimbabwe. This is the voice of Zimbabwe broadcasting on Radio Mozambique in Maputo.
Pamberi nechimurenga, pamberi nehondo, pamberi neruzhinji rweZimbabwe, pasi neimperialism, pasi neneo-colonialism. Aluta continua.
Well, the most important change in this country is that of our people recognizing themselves as one. We have been divided into racial groups, white people, black people. Once you change this and you make our people feel that they're one, then all those things that were divided along those lines could be solved.
Everybody must be accorded his full political rights, whether he be white or black, educated or uneducated, rich or poor. And this is exactly why we are at the moment struggling to earn for our people one man, one vote.
I joined the party a long way back. It's quite different from these who are joining now. My grievances were more based on the question of, the oppression which I mainly had seen from my own parents or my own people, particularly in the deprivation of land. I used to listen to my parents talking about it. And also, even my elder brother failed to get a place for school. And then the land. These were primarily the factors that motivated me.
Kani mambo frelimo. 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 Kani mambo frelimo.
We have always attached such great importance to education because, in the first place, it is essential for the development of our struggle, since the involvement and support of the population increase as the understanding of the situation grows. In the second place, a future independent Mozambique will be in very grave need of educated citizens to lead the way in development.
Ahead of us, we see bitter hardships, but we also see our children running free, our country plundered no more.
Long live Mozambique! Long live Africa!
It has always been my belief that Bechuanaland, small country though it may be, has a role to play in Southern Africa and in the unnecessary conflict between black and white. The proposals I have put forward aim at establishing a non-racial society in which each individual will have an equal right of expression and of opportunity, no matter what his race or color.
Angola, 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 Jami. Angola, Angola, Jami.
am Theory, the narrator of this story about the liberation war in Mayombe forest of Angola. I was born in Gabela, in coffee country. From the land I received the dark color of coffee from my mother's side, mixed with off-white from my father, a Portuguese trader. I carry in me the irreconcilable, and that is my driving force. In a universe of yes or no, white or black, I represent the maybe. The operations chief said, Struggle, who was Kabinda, died to save a Kimbundu. Fearless, who was Kikongo, died to save a Kimbundu. It is a great lesson for us, comrades. Miracle, the bazooka man sighed and said, he was a great commander, and Struggle, a good fighter. Then he withdrew a few steps from the others and fired a bazooka missile, which exploded in the trunk of a mulberry tree, some 100 meters from them. The guerrillas copied him and said, the AKs and Pepeshas sang out in a last salute. The flowers of the cotton tree fell gently on the grave and mingled with the green leaves from the trees. Within days, the place would be unrecognizable. The Mayombe would recover what men had dared to take from it.
Uma só nação, só povo com empela.
É desejo de alguns países, se há uma tentativa para, de qualquer maneira, destruir o equilíbrio ainda existente, embora bastante frágil, entre os três movimentos, nós poderemos pôr a dúvida sobre se o acordo do Alvor será respeitado até 11 de novembro. Há quem esteja a trabalhar ativamente para a balcanização do país. E os fenómenos de tribalismo, de racismo, fenómenos de regionalismo que têm aparecido ultimamente de uma maneira bastante explosiva e inesperada, mostram que há um motor qualquer a desenvolver este fenómeno que até agora existia assim, mas de uma maneira mais atenuada. E com a guerra de libertação, em algumas áreas, não se notava o tribalismo.
Unity is necessary in all these countries. It has been proved in the case of the Portuguese colonies. Where there has been unity, the advance to independence has been easier. Where there has not been unity, as in the case of Angola, the advance to independence is being unnecessarily delayed. And I hope our friends in Rhodesia have learned the lesson correctly and that they will maintain and strengthen their unity.
The wind of change sweeping across the African continent. The wind of change, oh, sweeping across the African continent. Over there, they say this, oh yeah, Africa. Oh yeah, ooh, Amanda, oh wait, Aluta, continue, Viva Africa.
We have no alternative but to rise in arms and bring about our own liberation. We are our own liberators.
Africa states must cooperate and coordinate all efforts aimed at consolidating independence and strengthening unity, and that Africa's vast resources will be used by the Africans to secure progress and economic self-determination for the continent.
The SWAPO Liberation Army is fighting the combined forces of UNITA and the South African Occupying Army.
When I participated in the liberation struggle through SWAPO, the aim is to liberate the country. And even when I went into exile, the aim is to liberate the country. So I'm so happy, I'm satisfied that Namibia is today independent for the past 29 years, going to be. And the people of Namibia can now decide on their own destiny.
I joined SWAPO because I realized it's the only movement that can lead Namibia to its total independence.
I joined SWAPO in order to liberate my motherland, Namibia.
Africa ama sidake kayanko Africa ama kaunda mama Nyerere Mondlane Mashela Mugabe mama Ngomoye Serete Africa sidake kayanko Africa ama. It's a Namibian song.
Young people were coming out by the 100 for military training. We didn't have the facilities to handle so many at the time, but we had to organize ourselves and provide training.
It's some courage coming from inside, going to a place where you don't know, but very determined that I'm not going back. I am now going. I want to fight for my country. I call ourselves the Samora Machel generation, because that's what had happened in Mozambique, is that gave us so much courage, unbelievably.
Whenever I hear people talking about history or the liberation struggle, I can contribute and say, hey, my father was also a young boy when the liberation struggle was over, and he would carry food around to give the soldiers, and my auntie participated. She was actually one of the prominent female who fought for this war. So it gives me a sense of pride. I always take pride in that.
If all the youth could find out the information that I found out in the past week, I think their perspectives would change about a lot of things. A lot of people feel like it's better to be on a pedestal by pushing someone else down. So that's an idea that needs to be taken out of our generation, because it's something that's like really, it's there.
I'm really encouraging the young people that we must be focused. That is very, very important. You do not do things for any appreciation. You do things because you believe is the right thing to do.
It has happened. What seemed impossible has happened. This is a momentous and joyous occasion.
Viva a República do Zimbábue! Viva! Viva a independência do Zimbábue! Viva! Nós de Moçambique celebramos a independência. We from Mozambique are here to celebrate independence. Dizemos, povo do Zimbábue, estamos independentes. We've come to say to the people of Zimbabwe, now we are independent. Moçambique não estava independente. Mozambique was not independent. Porque o Zimbabwe continuava dominado. Because Zimbabwe was still under domination. É esta bandeira que cobre todo zimbabuiano. This flag covers every single Zimbabwean. Preto, branco. It can be black or white. Mulato, indiano. It can be colored or Indian. Chinês, seja quem for. It can be Chinese or whatever. É esta bandeira do Zimbabwe. This is his flag in Zimbabwe, my brothers. Thank you, Mugabe.
Ever since we arrived, we have been greeted extremely kindly by the people of Zimbabwe. They sing, they dance, and they say thank you to me
because of what they believe Tanzania did for Zimbabwe. You are now all Zimbabweans and all Africans, and we hope you will work together for the good of Zimbabwe and for the strength of Africa.
I would like to see myself completing this, creating a new Zimbabwe army, the army for the people, the army which has the interest of the people at heart, the army which has the interest of the country at heart. Probably after that, one can ask me what I want to do. I may decide to go back to the countryside and do some plowing.
February 11th, 1990, Nelson Mandela is free at last.
Nelson Mandela, bring him back home to Soweto. We want to see him walking down the streets of South Africa.
Combatants of Umkhonto weSizwe.
I feel like we need to unite as young people, because he was young at that time as well, I think. So I think the young people are the people who actually have the power and the energy to do something about things that are separating us. To tell this history that people don't know, we should use the social media platform to fall in love with the history. And I intend to do this by sharing through my social media, my Twitter handle, and even engaging in discussions in groups, WhatsApp groups. Bring up a topic. Guys, what do you know about Pioneer Column? Guys, do you know that if you listen to the song about Maruzaini by Chinks, it tells the whole history from the Pioneer Column till the liberation struggle is won. Do you know that? Some people don't even know that. So they need to know this history. It's not like they're ignorant, but there is not enough information about this. So we should just find a way to make the youth interested in our history, because I believe there is much to tell. I think people just really need to know more about their past. And also, if we could like, you know how there's like those compulsory subjects in college that you have to take, like English and like maths literacy and something like that. If Africa's past or Africa's history could be incorporated into those compulsory core subjects, I think that would be a mind changer.
The same is true of education. Its purpose is the liberation of man from the strains and limitations of ignorance and dependence. Education has to increase men's physical and mental freedom, to increase their control over themselves, their own lives, and the environment in which they live.
I think the struggle is still continuing. I don't know if somehow the line could change to the struggle's over.
I think it's going to be a future of a common sentiment, a sentiment which has been built up during this whole period of struggle and pre-struggle. And I can see Africa myself speaking as a continent with a greater unity, a greater uniformity than any other continent in the world.
I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. I am an African. I am born of the peoples of the continent of Africa. Africa reaffirms that she is continuing her rise from the ashes. Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace.
We're going to close by singing the African national anthem, Kosi Sikelele Africa. God bless Africa.